Morning to all of you. Very hearty welcome to our expert, Professor Amalesh Bowal. Here, listening to him is always a fascination. Professor Vijayashree, the registrar, and as she describes herself as the core member of a management team, Professor Ranjit, the head of the department, Dr. Shailendra Kumar, all other coordinators, two yeses in addition to our Professor Ganjit, and all other colleagues. Very, very wonderful team of participants, quite big in number, not only from India, not only from the subcontinent, but in all other places highly associated with the subcontinent. So a very, very warm welcome to all of you. First of all, I was just thinking that why this should be called summer school. Now that it is going across India, the value of India should also be very much shown in the name of the school. So why should you not call it as a monsoon school? Okay, so one, monsoon is beautiful in India. At the same time, like behavioral finance, monsoon is also risky in India. So it reflects both the models of risk and expectation. So it should be monsoon school. Whenever I was in USA, I used to see the monsoon hotels, the chain of monsoon hotels. Anything in the name of monsoon really attracts you in monsoon market, monsoon, corner, beautiful names in USA. And naturally, they are all in India. They would be representing greatly India. Madam Professor Vijayashree and already Dr. Shailendra Kumar have spoken much about psychology, the role of psychology in the finance, investment, etc. And I am very sure we are waiting for Professor Amalesh for his keynote address, which will be with full lot of information, and really it's going to be a wonderful key. You know why it is called keynote address? Do you know why the first lecture is always called a keynote address? Because the whole event would be under a lock. It is the first person who is going to unlock it using the key. Therefore, the first lecture is always called a keynote address. That key unlocks the lock. And once the lock is unlocked, the whole Pandora's box would get opened. But then the way the one opens the key is very important, because the curiosity has got to be created amongst all of us to see what's going to be visible once the doors get opened. That's most important. I'm very sure all of you are waiting for that session by Professor Amalesh now. Well then, already Dr. Shailendra Kumar has spoken about the emotional aspect in decision making, the irrational aspect in decision making, etc. That's very wonderful. I will just, because when he was mentioning, I was just thinking whether this idea of behavioral investment, I would call it as behavioral investment. I shall not call it as finance, because ultimately finance comes from investment. And anybody, when he is trying to invest, will not think it as a loss. He will definitely think that it is going to grow very, very big. It is going to grow. In fact, just yesterday, I was listening to some joke. It was a very interesting joke. Why, Honorable Amitabh Bachchan is the ambassador of this, agriculture. Why government chooses, Amitabh Bachchan as the ambassador of agriculture? What has he got to do with agriculture altogether? Does he know anything about agriculture? So the joker, the person very interestingly said, whatever it is, even if we take the risk in agriculture, at least let the plants grow as tall as Amitabh Bachchan. Let the plants grow at least as tall as Amitabh Bachchan. That is what is the hope. That is why Amitabh Bachchan is the ambassador for agricultural activity. So there is always a hope. That is why whenever we do any investment, there is naturally a hope. But then that investment, the rightness of that investment, the correctness of that investment is what has got to be explored. I'm very sure you would explore the rightness, the courteousness, the valueness, validity of all that investment over this entire week. I would rather call it as a behavioral part in making the investment. So behavioral investment. So when I just go back to Mahabharata, when the gambling was going on, at the gambling also, see, every gambling required some sort of investment. So it was coaxed by Duryodhana and Shakuni. So that mental behavior, a mental coaxing, made these Pandavas to make some bad investments while playing that gambling, So probably this is one way one has got to be emotionally stable while making a behavioral investment is one which is very necessary. If they were emotionally unstable at that point, that instability led to 14 years of 14 years of difficulty for Pandavas and as well for the entire Bharata Varsha also. So that is what is one possible story which I always think, that there is some behavioral part even in every investment part of it. In fact, that has not stopped over there. Today, you ask anybody, particularly the parents, some parents, and they like to invest upon the education of his son or of his daughter. There is nothing wrong in that. It is very good. Everybody should invest on the education, particularly low middle class families go out of the way. The low income family also would go out of the way. They raise the loan. They invest on the education. That is very, very excellent. In fact, the point that we invest also comes from our psychological, decision that because we were not educated, as parents, we were not educated, and that the education brings such a lot of laurel, and that the education brings such a lot of stability in life. Therefore, I should invest upon my son, or therefore I should invest upon my daughter, is always a very good, decision. And that decision naturally is because of the behavioral aspect, the psychological aspect, aiming to make the life more and more stable. But there is another part of the same coin. This another part of the same coin is, people slightly at a higher level. They want to make their son an engineer, not because he wants to become an engineer, but because it is the false ego, false prestige of the family. So any ordinary person in the family, some ordinary relative in the family has put his son to an engineering, therefore I should also put my son into engineering. In fact, when people have interviewed many graduates even at IITs, many students even at IITs, they also have confessed that they have not joined engineering. They have not joined IIT because they liked it, but they have joined IIT or they have joined engineering because their parents have compelled them. Now, at this point, you have got to think whether this investment is a worthy investment or not a worthy investment. One has got to seriously think about it. Okay, is it a worthy investment? Is it the right investment? Why should we be under that such peer pressure? Why should we be under the psychological stress that we want to make our son only an engineer, we want to make our son only a doctor, son or a daughter only a doctor? What is that? This is perhaps a incorrect investment. So, but then who tells whether it is correct or incorrect investment? That is why the investment comes with that risk, with that so much of risk. So this is where the behavioral part of the man plays a very interesting role. Perhaps just a week ago, all of you might have seen a very big advertisement by Punjab National Bank. Punjab National Bank has issued an advertisement taking the advantage of the ongoing pandemic situation. Taking the advantage of ongoing pandemic situation. You should underline whatever I am trying to mention. See, ultimately, for any bank, it is only business. And business also comes from the behavior which is inspired, which is happening in the environment. So, an environment induces. Now, what was this advertisement? This advertisement contained three components. Number one, it said that even up to 2 crores of rupees without processing fee, we will give the loan if you want to set up oxygen generating stations. If you want to set up anything concerned with oxygen cylinders, etc., we will go up to 2 crore rupees. Then it also said, if you are going to treat corona patients, second advertisement was, if you are going to treat corona patients, and if you are going to set up a clinic, or if you are going to set up a nursing home, even without any processing fees, we are ready to pay up to 2 crores. So the advertisement did not stop there. There is one more part of the advertisement. For anybody in your family and for yourself, if you want to get treated for corona, if you are affected by corona, if you want to get treated for corona, and if you are an account holder in Punjab National Bank, without any processing fees, without any second question, we will give an advance of 3 lakh rupees. So now you look at, this is a good part. This is very, very good part of it. But then in the business, is it really for overcoming the pandemic situation, or is it according to the proverb, make hay when sun shines? Is it because it is make hay and sun shines? So make hay when sun shines has that behavioral component. And the way in which you want to make the hay when sun shines has really got the psychological influence. Well then, what I wanted to tell, whatever Punjab National Bank has done is very noble job. But then how it will be utilized has got to be, it is dependent upon the way you make your psychological decision. So the psychological role played by the stakeholders will decide how well the funds will be utilized. I shall not relate to this corona problem, but I shall just tell a very connected anecdote and tell me whether this type of activity with playing with the finance is correct or not. I will leave the decision to you. You know that all bank employees, I'm not referring to anybody in particular, but I'm mentioning, maybe you listen it as a fiction story. Well, naturally, any story will definitely have some sort of experience, but it is very small. You assume it as a fiction story with no reference to any particular person. So in all the banks are very good in treating their people, particularly their employees. Bank gives lot of loan, lot of financial support. So bank gives a lot of financial support even for the lady who, for every family, and particularly for the ladies whenever they are on maternal leave, whenever they are on, they are going to become mother. So naturally banks are magnanimous that they even support financially in case somebody would have a miscarriage also. It is a noble part of the bank. That's a very good. And in fact, more investment is required whenever there is miscarriage, because you have got to really regain the health, and you have got to invest upon regaining the health. You have got to become psychologically all right. You have got to become health-wise all right. You have got to become physically all right. And you should, if it is a miscarriage for the first time, then you should again become ready for the conceiving second time. So there's a very noble part. But then, if miscarriage is planned brutally by somebody, like you take the leave, go out of the place and collect some rubbish certificate from some gynecologist and produce it as a miscarriage, and then collect the money. Is it an act of financial investment? Is it also an act of working for financial benefit? Is it the right way? Please think it as a fiction story only coined by me. But then any fiction story has some part of reality in that. And then we have people like that. So when I saw the advertisement of Punjab National Bank, particularly the last one, that we straight away give 3 lakh rupees even without asking. The moment you come and tell that somebody in your family is hospitalized for COVID or has been under COVID treatment, I was wondering this fiction story got interrelated. I thought somebody could work on this also as a source of financial investment also. This is the bad part of it. So the emotional part is perfectly right, but intelligence, the cunning intelligence would lead to very bad financial investment, very, very unwelcome financial behavior. So that's the reason. One very interesting line which caught my attention was, you have to train your mind to be stronger than your emotions. You have to train your mind to be stronger than your emotions, or else you will lose yourself every time. So that is more important. Whether we can train our mind stronger than our emotions, or whether when we are under the control of emotions, we take the decisions. This is left to us. But then, however well we train our mind, sometimes we may not be stronger than our emotions. But of course, if our behavior is very natural and true, then one can understand. But if the behavior is not really natural, but it is long-term planned cunningness, then we cannot call it as a behavioral psychology or a behavioral finance or behavioral influence. In fact, recently also I read in newspaper that people have invested money. People have invested money in black marketing oxygen cylinders. Invested money in black marketing oxygen cylinder because the gain factor, the amplification factor of such an investment was very high. Of course, they also knew that it comes with a risk that once you are caught, you could be jailed, you could be imprisoned once it is there. And then the other worst part of this is people had invested money on people to pick up the used masks, to pick up the used masks, to pick up the used gloves and then clean it and recycle it. Look at this. Look at this part. What is this part? This is also mainly because of a greedy behavioral aspect of the human being. So, well then, all are possible. And then I'm very sure you would be you would be studying very, very different human aspects in decision making. And we hope that the study on behavioral finance opens a new vistas for many, many youngsters over here. I've been seeing that Professor Ranjit and team have been very strongly working on this behavioral finance right from the day I have been in this institute. I'm very sure all of you would have noticed a change. The greatest change is this time, this monsoon school or this summer school is witnessing Ranjit as Professor Ranjit and also Vijayashri as Professor Vijayashri. So we are very proud that they have become professors, full-fledged professors. You would also be very proud that there shall be a lot more maturity in the summer school of finance, behavioral finance, because the organizer now has risen from associate professor level to professor level. So also Madam Vijayashri. So I wish all of them an excellent time. I wish all of you a great and a wonderful learning time, and I am very, very sure all of you would enjoy. But towards the end, I always pray that we should train our mind beyond our emotions And after that, let the decision be still a behavioral decision, but then there will be a purpose, a justifiable purpose in that behavioral decision. Thank you very much for such patient listening. Of course, I'm a very ordinary engineer. I'm a very ordinary, at most probably a computer engineer, a person who could process the entire data. But what is more interesting is going to be the keynote address now, which is going to unlock the entire world of paradoxes of behavioral finance. Thank you, and the control over to you, Professor Ranjit, for continuation. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Listening to you is always a pleasure. And though you are very humble in saying that or claiming that you are not an expert in behavioral finance, but we know that your wisdom and your experience is something that you are much more than the expert in the area of behavioral finance. And our participants, you must be happy to know that the book that you have received as a study material, the foreword of that book is written